Yep, radiator's still on my bench. Why? Well, it was simple really. There were brackets here that are, well, the ones on that side serve two purposes, the ones on this side serve one purpose. The ones on this side are for the shroud, the ones on that side are for the shroud and for the radiator drain tap. Well, I've changed my radiator drain tap, haven't I? There, I've changed it to that thing. Therefore, I did not want to leave the brackets on there. That one was very close to the compressor. Didn't touch it, wasn't gonna. But I just think it looks a lot neater, cleaned up. Yep, it's my car, I'll do what I fucking will want. Those of you that say, oh, you've ruined a perfectly good radiator bracket, well, you can go forth and multiply. Because, as I said, this is my car. And as for these little squiggly biggly bigglies that have been caused by me, I will straighten those out before I put the radiator in. So yeah, you didn't get it in my last video. I thought you'd get it in this video, which means I will now put the radiator in once the paint is dry. Also, a point of note, you see where the hose is going to come out and it's going to hit this hose. I'm not sure if I can do anything about that or whether I need to go and get another hose that is slightly longer in this area here. I don't know. I might be able to pull it up. I'll see. If I pull it up, I'll see how it looks, and if I don't like it, then I'll see if I can find another one from my local auto parts store that is a malinga longer. There you go, because this is the one that goes here. Well, it will try to go there, and I mean, obviously I have to trim it, you know, but it's going to be... Oh, I could just cut this one in half and then just feed it through. Yeah, so I'm going to have to deal with that. I received a couple of comments from, I think it was Nigel Webb and Tish, both mentioning the fact that I haven't got the metal sleeves in for the radiator mounts. That was a plan of mine, but I must admit the reminder did make me do it immediately. Mine were originally rotted away, so I'm making up some new ones out of this aluminium tube. Just, you know, cut them off. There's one there ready. And I'll just clean the ends up and the inside, and then it will end up looking something like this. Now, I do have to go down to my local hardware store and pick up some big flat washers to go on here, so that when the bolt goes in, and this isn't going to be the bolt, the washer kind of pretty much covers that whole rubber. That's the plan. This bolt is... these are what I was going to use, but I have discovered since that that's really not enough meat for my liking. I want at least another 1/8 inch longer, especially once I get the washer on there. So I've got to make sure of that. I will be able to finally remove this protection. There's the one on the bottom mount. I'm looking at that thinking that's maybe a little too long by the time I get this on there. Excuse me a second. Yep, look at that. Just that much too long in my book. So that's coming off of there, and I am going to grind it down that last little bit, and I'll do the same on this one over here too. I want it to be right. They should be flush. Okay, get on, do it. Stop fucking around. Okay, I'm just holding the the radiator in position. I've got to shoot down now to my hardware store and pick up the relevant nuts, bolts, washers. And I just wanted to show you this in position here. Down there, hang on a second, let me knock the light. No, let's do it a different way. All right, you can see there's not a lot of room there. That's why I'm not too worried about a shroud, in all honesty, because that fan is fucking close to the radiator. Now do note, this is an aluminium radiator. It's a lot thicker than the original, and it has a lot more cooling capacity. So we should be good to go. My plan here on the, if I can get the thing to focus, is to disconnect this and then loosen the connection I have down on the subframe and see if I can just kind of bend this around. If not, I will go get another one if it doesn't look good. You will note the coil is disconnected because I got to get the oil pressure up before I even attempt to start this. So I'm sorry guys, it's not going to be today in this video. It could well be tomorrow. Yeah, it could. Once I double check the connections, make sure I connect the right one back up to the right one, and I'm sure I will. Fill it full of, I've decided to fill it full of Evans Prep. Now, there's been a lot of back and forth on the Evans stuff, and I initially said I was going to fill this full of coolant. Sorry, rewind. Fill it full of water. But I'm not. I've figured I'm going to fill it full of the prep, and if the prep shit leaks out, I'll catch it. It's going to give me the advantage in my mind that I really will be removing anything to do with water. Then once that's run for, I don't know, not miles, because I'm not going to do that. Once it's run a few times, let's put it that way, then I'll put in the Evans coolant that I have. I spent all this money on this shit, so I'm going to use it. There you go. Wow. Oh, what does that say? Water pump bolts. Oh, I've done them. So that can come off. Oh, I'll do that later. Right. Damn, I love this engine. I'm sorry, guys. I think I've done a pretty fucking good job. What do you think? No, it's not perfection. It's not original. It's just right in my book. Especially once I get this baby bolted in position. Oh, crap. All right, let's go down the road, get my bits that I need, and get this radiator connected to the coolant system and fill it up. Okay, anyone that is considering doing what I'm doing, prepare for challenges. I just want to get the bolt in the radiator bracket down there, and guess what? I can't get to it. I can't get my hand there. So what I'm going to have to do is remove the coil so that I can feed my arm around and through and get the bolt in. There's always fucking something. You think just put the radiator in, easy. No. This tap that I put in to drain the radiator fluid when I want to, the tap hits the fucking brake line. Can you believe it? Yeah, of course you can. I mean, it's not much. I'll bend the brake pipe out of the way. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, and also the radiator bolt at the top doesn't want to go in. You know, that one that I can't fucking well get to. It couldn't be the one I can get to, could it? No, that'd be too fucking easy. So I got to try and fiddle and jiggle and piggle and do whatever else it is I need to fucking well do to get it to line up. I'll be back. Okay, you know I like to share shit with you. I bought this online. You know, it's meant to put not a point, but a chamfer on your bolt so that when you're going into a hole, it goes in easier. You know what I'm thinking. All right, we won't go down that road. Why not? No, stop it. So I used it, and it's created the chamfer. And the only problem I had is that, oh, excuse me, the chamfer, whilst it was good, it wasn't as clean as I wanted it to be. So I had to get my thread cleaner on it. Hang on a second. Thread cleaners are not the easiest of things to get on, by the way. Especially if you're stupid like me. There we go. There it is. So I've now confirmed that, you know, it goes nice and easy. So hopefully that will help me get this radiator bolt in. I'm putting money on it, but let's give it a shot. Okay, as you know, there's always fun in fitting things. You may recall my adaptation here, changing this to this type of drain tap as opposed to the original type. And when I put the radiator in, this hits the brake pipe. So I've got to flip it to the other side. Okay. Then this one here is too far out, so I've got to make that go further in. Yeah, that's got to go in. And this stud here is at an angle. So I've got to somehow get it to go in a bit. Oh, and whilst I was faffing around with all of this, I've lost one of my rubber grommets and the metal spacer. So they're under the car somewhere. I've got to find those. It's never bloody simple, is it? Huh? All I want to do is put the radiator in. 4 fixings, 2 pipes. All right, let's get on and get things modified. Murphy's Law struck. I've lost, or at least I thought I'd lost, one of the spacers and the rubber grommet. So I made up new ones. And then I just have a quick check around underneath the car or in the car. I couldn't find anything underneath the car. However, then I looked in here. And beep. There it is, right on the bloody servo next to the brake pipe, looking as if it's part of the servo. What a fucking joke. Murphy, you're a bugger. Right, I've managed to bend the brake pipe and hopefully got it out the way now so that I can operate this. I thought of trying to put this on a different way, but you can't because it hits the radiator. So that's the way it has to go. This, put the nut on there and I've given that a bit of a straighten. Didn't want to go too far, especially as I'm pushing against the aluminium radiator. This needed to go in, so I've loosened it now. And hopefully I'll be able to line it up, and then when I tighten it, then it will just pinch up and do its job. So let's go again and let's put the radiator in. Okay. The bottom hose is in. The radiator, as you can see, is in. My God, what a bloody struggle that was. It has taken me all fucking day to get that radiator in. Well, it's been in and out and in and out and in and out more times than I, well, you know, horse drawers up and down. Usual shit. All right, so there you can see the clip is on now. The clip is also on up there by the pump. That's probably not... Can I get it to focus? Fuck us. Oh, well, there it is anyway. Focus or not. I managed to bend the brake pipe, I think, out of the way successfully. So now I can open this valve to drain stuff in and out. Hopefully not too often. The bottom radiator mounts are in. Right. I tell you what, that's been a fucking struggle. I have one more bolt to tighten up at the front, at the top. It's in. I had to make sure you get all the bolts started before you start tightening shit. Oh, that says 15.5 there. I'm going to clean that off. Why, nobody's going to see it, Gary? Yeah, but I know it's there. Now I'm going to put that top hose on, which I've got to chop and change. And again, you're not going to see it until the next video. Why? Because I need to get this video out for you guys. Sorry I missed out on a video yesterday. That was Dave of Classic Cars' fault. He called me just as I was getting really stuck into this to introduce me to someone in Washington, D.C. who has a Mark II and a 150. And, well, I guess what? Later on, if he gives permission, I'll show his photographs. I mean, of his car, not of him. All right. Go get out in that garage. Go do some shit. Oh. Okay, top hose. I've marked it with my yellow marker, paint stick, whatever you want to call it. Got to trim this hose down. The only thing I can use, I think, is this with a brand new blade in it, because I want it straight. Yeah, this is one of them cheap ass knives where the blade keeps moving. Look at it. So I'm going to have to hold it while I do this. Otherwise I'm going to lose my fingers. Oh, I know there are special pipe cutters, I just don't have any. And by pipe I mean rubber pipe cutters. Alright, I'll be back. Yippers, top hose is on, cut and put on. This hose is back on. I think that will do. I'm going to re-bolt it down there. Coil wires are disconnected at the moment because I want to turn the engine over. One, to make the marks on the damper, or harmonic balancer as they call it these days. And what's the other reason, Gary? Why? Oh yes, because you want to check the oil pressure. Then I'm going to put coolant in it. Once I've got coolant in it, then, oh shit, I might even try and start it. That's going to be in the next video. I know I'd ended my video, but I'm going to bung this in just to, it's a wrap-up time. Oh, and yes, this will be tucked back under here where it was and glued back into place. It'll do two purposes. One, it gets it out the fucking way. And two, it creates a little more sealing here for the airflow. Yeah, not a lot, I know, but you know, once I get tucked in there, it'll be fine. Okay, get that done. Yeah, wow. Getting close.